Yo, what's up guys? Alex from Elite Football Conditioning, and I'm going to take you through why it is so important to practice your acceleration mechanics for your on-field performance. So I'm going to have to run around and grab a few bits because I need some chalk. I'm going to make a mess of the gym floor in this one. Hopefully I'll take that bucket. Now, this is more a bit of a situation I have had with a player recently where kind of unconscious motor programs, unconscious movement patterns have ingrained themselves in the nervous system to a point where the movement has become inefficient and has actually resulted in injury. So through basic overstriding, overstepping, and compromising sporting performance in trying to be too fast. It might sound a bit weird, but in trying to be too fast, overstretching, straining, and ultimately causing injury. So I just want to take you through this particular scenario and then the specific drill that we actually practiced in order to eradicate it. So from a situation which you might often be in a balanced position, and then as soon as you get a ready go, it's that split stance drop step, he was hitting this kind of position and then trying to take off. Now, this is where it's really important to have a look at sprinters and how sprinters train and how they accelerate. You never set up for a sprint with your back leg more or less locked out completely straight in this position. Loads up the front leg and you actually get no power or push off that back leg. If anything, all that's trying to do is that's trying to help you drop the height of your shoulders and your chest and your head to create the acceleration angle from the hip, but you get no push off it. So all you successfully do is overstride, stretch the muscle, increase the tension and the length of it, and ultimately you get nothing for it because you could do just as an efficient job with chopping your step even shorter and hitting a much better position. So by contrast, if I do that, I mean, my hips and my shoulders are in an okay position, but I get nothing from that back leg. Whereas if I come a little bit closer, I can still hit that same hip and shoulder position without being in anywhere near as much stretch on that back leg. And what that then enables me to do is actually push off from both legs and punch that knee through so I can push off on my right foot and my left foot equally hard, as opposed to just stretching the right leg and then having to push off on the left. Now, when I pointed this out to the player, it was a bit of a light bulb moment. And it was a case of all we needed to do was just shorten that step and we can still drop the head and the shoulders. So if you have a look at how you accelerate and set off from that standing start, here's a real simple little tip. I'm just going to put a little X on the floor. And this horizontal line here, I'm going to start with my heels on that. And if actually, what I can do as well is aim to put a little line across the back. So I've got a bit of a box here. So that is where my feet are going to drop into. So I've got two sections. I've got the front section where I'm going to start, the back section which I'm going to drop into, and I can't go beyond that. If as soon as I go beyond that, I'm overstriding, I'm overstepping. So again, I'm just going to practice. First one is just going to be a set, go, quick drop. You can pause in that position and you can take off. Or you can just hit these pause and lands. I'm going to chop it the other way now. So just again on the balls of the feet, say go. Drop switch and you can feel that balanced position. Weight and tension through your quads. Heel off the floor. Ready to explode out of that position. And again, say go. Again, just a nice short step. Say go. So hopefully that makes sense. You should be able to see that if I show you from this kind of angle. All right, so it's that. And it's a much shorter chop, it's a much shorter step. You're not covering anywhere near as much distance heading backwards. And ultimately, we're creating the same angles to be able to accelerate and sprint forwards. The primary reason that this kind of occurs in the first place is because, like I said, the player's trying to go too fast. So you might be just trying too hard and trying to push too quick. So what I want to remind you of is a little saying that the Navy SEALs, and I know a lot of other special forces and general common knowledge now, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So first thing, slow it down. All right, so we don't have to make it a race. We can just focus on good quality footwork. So bop, low lift. It's a low drop. You see the foot's barely coming off the height of the floor. If you've got your molded studs on, you're practically dragging them across the floor. Real smooth, not worried about pushing off and traveling forward, not worried about that end result yet. And once we've got that smoothness built into the movement, the more we practice that, the faster it gets, the slicker it gets. The same thing with your acceleration. So if you're in a 3-point stance and you're lining up for a sprint in a race, again, practice that start, practice that drive. You're working from that coil position. The main thing for you as a field sport athlete is, I'll come a little bit closer so you can see this, is to be able to drop the height of the shoulders. If you can drop the height of your shoulders in your head, that's going to lead you into your change of direction and your acceleration. It's going to take your body weight and your momentum where you need to go. So have a little try of that. Dead simple tip, dead simple drill. Real nice, easy fix. And if you want any more tips like this, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, stay on top of it, because I'm going to be adding more all the time. Enjoy, be elite, work hard.